So what we have here is the Bersa BP9CC. This is a single stack 9mm, 8-round mags. Kind of a unique little gun. The trigger is very light on this gun, like just over 3 pounds. Really nice trigger for a small concealed carry gun. 8+1 capacity. Stay tuned and we will take it to the range and talk about it a little bit. I would like to also point out this feature right here. There's kind of a little, it's not really a button, but it kind of looks like a button, and it's got F&S, fire safe. You can make this gun completely in-op if you choose to by using this little Bersa tool and basically making the gun completely inoperative. Otherwise, it comes with basically your paperwork, the tool, the gun, and 2 magazines for under $300. I've seen them for $275, so quite a deal. And reviews have been really good on them. Let's take our first shots with the Bersa BP9CC. We're about 15 yards, so hopefully we can hit something. Oh, that was weird. The trigger felt like it was dead there. Yeah, right now it feels like it's dead. Huh. The trigger went kind of weird. It was like the wall, it was like all take up, and like the wall disappeared in the middle of it. Maybe it was just me. It was the first mag. We'll have to see. Ambidextrous mag release. One thing I could tell you that I do not like, the dumbest thing ever created, is the magazine. Basically the gun's in op if the magazine is dropped, even if you have one in the chamber. Dumbest thing ever. I don't know who would make a carry gun with that feature. Whoever came up with that feature, please explain. I can't think of one reason why that would ever be a good thing. Ever. So if I was ever going to carry this gun, I would have to disable that. There's no way I'm carrying it with a dead trigger. You get in a scuffle and the mag drops, you're done. It's stupid. Anyways, let's try another mag. Let's pick up the pace. I'm going to use my excuses now. Obviously, I got better at editing and you can see the target now while I'm shooting. I'm 15 yards away, people, and I'm now a red dot guy, so that's all my excuses for not shooting really well. Let's see if this thing could hold up to a little mag dump. I doubt I captured much of that on the area. So it held up. It's super thin, 0.94 inches. I do really love, I have just normal hands and it feels like you just engulf the entire firearm, you know, like it's a really thin gun, under 1 inch. So I actually kind of like that. The grip could use some texturing on the back and the front. There's nothing there. You got a little bit on the sides. So I do think that that's a negative. If your hands are really sweaty, this thing would slide around. Keep in mind, this is under $300 though. And so far, based on reviews I've seen, very reliable and a very good trigger. Made in Argentina, by the way. And the sights are compatible with Glock sights. So it's my understanding that you can put Glock sights on this gun, which that's pretty cool too. That gives you a lot of options. And for a single stack, 8+1's not too bad. All right, we're gonna move a little closer, about 5 yards. So far, trigger has functioned fine. That first mag, I don't know, maybe I wasn't resetting it properly because it seemed a couple times like it was dead and then all of a sudden the bullet went out. So I think it was just a matter of me getting a hang of the trigger. And I do have a gauge, so we'll do some trigger pull action on this thing. 275 bucks. So far, this is, I would say, possibly the best cheap carry gun I've ever fired. I mean, I do like some of the Tauruses, the G2C and some of those, but I think because of how narrow this one is and how concealable it is and how nice the trigger is, so far it's taken the prize, but I need to shoot it a little more. Major flaw though in the disconnect, you know, when you have the magazine out and the dead trigger, that really does kill it for me. So I guess I wouldn't put it above those unless you're willing to get that taken care of. Pretty good looking gun though. It's kind of Glock-like. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the 43X, but it's thinner than the 43X. Well, that's the Bersa BP9CC. Got a cheat sheet here. It's 21.5 ounces. The length is 6.35 inches, 0.94 inch width. This slide is the matte nickel finish. Made in Argentina, imported by Eagle Imports. Besides the magazine disconnect safety, which is complete bullshit, it has a firing pin block. So that's about it on this one. I hope you enjoyed this one. Check it out. I mean, for a inexpensive carry gun, if you can get past the whole you know, safety that kills the trigger when the mag's out of the gun, you know, then I think it's well worth it. About 275 bucks. So until next time, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for checking this one out. All right, let's check the trigger pull on this. Well, that showed 6.5 pounds. I watched people do it, and it was showing at 3, like 3.10. That one's about 5.5. So 6.5, 5.5. This gauge is not the greatest either. I think you got to find the sweet spot. That's obviously not it. Let's see. About right there, maybe. Okay. Really? I think this gauge is screwed up. I watched several people do the trigger and it was just over 3 pounds. It's a pretty light trigger. Kind of I would say that you don't feel the reset. It's really weird. Like you're waiting for that click that you're used to hearing and you never get it. So you end up letting it all the way out. And I don't quite understand where I think right there, yeah. So you don't have to let it all the way out, but you don't hear that click or feel that click. So even though the trigger is pretty light, regardless of what this thing says, because it's garbage, you really don't get a great idea of where the reset is. So that would be a negative. I do think it's something you can get past and get used to, because while I was shooting it, other than that first mag, I didn't run into any real issues. I tend to let it out more though than probably most people. So I guess for me, if you're one of those people that are really on it, trying to not go past that point, you may run into an issue with this. But like anything, it's all training and how much time you spend with it.